What's up, everyone? Kevin Allen here from DFS Army, and this is the Fantasy UFC 3v3 for UFC Vegas 58, Fizaev versus RDA. Let's do it. All right, we're back with the 3v3, and that's where me and Big Marley go head-to-head each week, picking three of our favorite plays on DraftKings. We do it in a snake style format. Two favorites, one underdog. This is Big Marley. This is week 7 of the competition, I believe.
Correct. It is.
All right, and as of now, the record. So I'm coming off another win, another W. Last week, now you got a little bit of bad luck. Like you got a double tap of bad luck last week, Big Marl, because you had Volkanovski, O'Malley, and Cowboy Cerrone. Now, that went wrong in so many ways. Of course, O'Malley, who I don't know if is not winning, not losing, looking okay. Eye poke, fight cancellation, lots of zeros, made the whole slate interesting.
Yeah.
Then my boy Cowboy takes the gloves off at the end of the fight. Says I don't have it in me anymore. We were worried about that outcome, Big Marley.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I thought he was looking pretty good until the fight ended, but I mean, I knew he could have lost at any second during the fight, so I was kind of prepared for it. But that was the decider on my night completely. It was pretty over after Cowboy lost for me.
You were toast. I had Adesanya, Duplessis, Muniz, and another sweep for me, 256 fantasy point. It was a good slate for me in general because my win picks were really, really good overall. Cowboy, I did pick Cowboy, but I had about equal exposure to Cowboy and Miller for just this reason. I had a feeling, we talked about it on the main breakdown on the kill shot. Does Cowboy care? Is he an actor now? Is he really training? This was my concern the whole time. So that was a bit of a bummer to see. But, obviously we love Cowboy and he retired on his own terms and good for him. But we're back. We also had a couple of the subscribers, the watchers, the viewers throw on some picks and they were not good. Your boy took everybody down. No one came close. There was a lot of O'Malleys. A lot of bad names in those comments. So guys, when you post your 3v3, hey, we'll give you the mention if you could beat the Geek, beat the big dog, Big Marley. Big Marley put the sleeves away. He's like, fuck it. I'm getting down to business. I got sleeves on. I'm going for it this time. You got to take me down, bro. This is your time. You're leading us off. So the way this format works, we're going in a snake style format, taking a look at this week's card specifically on DraftKings. Each one of us will pick two favorites and an underdog. And whoever scores the most points gets the W. Currently, I got 4 wins to 2. Marley, you need to catch up. Home field advantage is when you go first. So let's get right into this thing, man. First pick of the night. Big Marley, let me bring up the old DraftKings screen and let's do this thing.
All right, I'm going. Well, so the last time I won was when I went first and I picked an underdog first. So I'm going to go with the same strategy here. I'm going to take my favorite underdog on the card, and that is Rafael Dos Anjos at 7,200. I just think that this is a good fight for him because it's kind of a striker versus grappler matchup in the fact that he's not the better striker in this matchup, but he is a really good striker. He's got 5-round experience, which Fizaev does not. So I'm interested to see how a striking match looks if it goes 5 rounds here. But I think RDA's big advantage in this one is going to be on the mat. If he can get takedowns here, I just don't see Fizaev having anything to offer off his back. And even at 7,200, I think RDA is the guy that has the higher ceiling in this matchup where you got Fizaev at 9K. RDA coming off a 155-point DraftKings performance. Fizaev doesn't even have that in his game. He can't do that unless he gets like 5 knockdowns or something like that. And then the one before that, he had 135. He's got others that are over 110 as well. And if he's going to win this fight, he will score well. So I'm going to go ahead and take RDA in this one. I think he can win this fight, and I think I'm going to take him to get a late finish in this one.
RDA, one of the best scores, and using DraftKings scores and using a lot of that wrestling in recent fights. We didn't see as much of that from RDA maybe, 3, 4, 5 years ago. But I guess maybe with age and experience comes a little bit of ring savvy. We'll see with Fizaev, though, man. He's got some pretty good takedown defense, and he's got some elite strides. He's got some matrix moves. That dude can bend backwards in crazy ways.
Yeah, he's fun for sure.
He's a fun fighter to watch, but we'll see what happens when you get past that third, fourth round. We haven't seen Fizaev. Really haven't seen what his cardio can do. So I like that pick, and you allow me to sit back and chill. I don't have to pick an underdog till last because they're taken out. So the wise decision here is to go for the biggest, best, nastiest favorite on the card. And that's what I'm doing. I'm not taking chances. Going straight David Onama. David Onama, okay, this guy is minus 700 to win the fight. I'm looking to lock in a win. The implied probability is spectacular. And the fight ends inside the distance prop minus 270. He's an all-in play on the card. Or that fight is pretty close to all-in. I'm going to load up on Onama, and I'm excited to get him with my first pick. I think you messed up. I think you should have taken him.
No, because there's not another underdog I feel good about on this card. It's RDA or bust for me. And I was okay with Onama if you left him to me. But I think there's other favorites on this card that I'm all right with as well. And I'm okay spinning down a little bit. So that's what I'll do here. I'll go to 8,900 and get Kyle Baralho. I think this guy is legit. He's a scary striker. I like his karate style. He throws heavies. He's got mean kicks, mean punches. But he's going against a pure striker here in Petrosian. And I think Baralho's huge advantage in this one is on the ground. I think he could dominate this fight on the ground if he wants to. He can win it on the feet as well. But I just think it's a clear path with much less danger if you're going to take it to the ground. So I'll go with Baralho. I think he could get a knockout, could get a submission, could score well in a decision also. So he's going to be my first favorite pick on the card. And he was my favorite play on the card until the David Onama fight got announced. So I feel like I'm still cool with it, even though you got my boy Onama.
I love that Baralho fight. I think Armin is maybe a little more live than what you're implying here. That's why I would definitely favor Onama, especially in a cash game environment. I think, Petrosian is much more live. Like, that dude is badass. He is a badass dude.
Yeah, for sure.
And
I love Onama, of course. He's a badass dude. I mean, he's a tall, big dude, knockout power, has high output. He's already beat this guy before. Garrett Armfield, they fought when they were amateurs, and Onama beat him all 3 rounds. It was 3-minute rounds, but it was a clear win for him. I don't know why he would lose this one unless he got knocked out. So I like Onama as well. But, man, Baralho, I'm excited about this kid.
So many choices for another favorite, Big Marl, right here. I could just straight go against your RDA pick. I'm not even going to do it because my feelings of Fizaev wins, I've already gained an advantage in our head-to-head. And I kind of like RDA as well. So, when we're talking about another favorite, I do like Jamie Malarkey to get a quick takedown and submission win against Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson out there is just looking for ways to lose when he fights. Ricky Turcios, though, is the guy I'm going to go with here. Man, I love his output. The volume is spectacular. Takedowns, significant strikes. He does everything you want. Zahavi is just too slow, too sort of he won't keep up. I think Turcios gets a high-scoring, probably decision win here against Ayman Zahabi, and I'm going with Ronnie Turcios. Although, again, honorable mention. My honorable mentions, I got to throw them out there, Big Marley. My honorable mentions are Malarkey and also Jared Vanderaa. Those are the ones I like. I like Jared Vanderaa too, but I'm going with Ricky Turcios.
I like it. What I like about Turcios is that he's always doing something. He's always fighting throughout the whole 15 minutes, whether he's in a good position or not. He's not wasting any time out there. If he's throwing a jab or an elbow, he's doing something. That's what I love to see. And there's 2 guys on this card who just have that kind of output. Well, RDA also, but Ronnie Lawrence is going to be my pick. This guy scored 135 and 131 in his 2 DraftKings fights. His 2 UFC fights. He had 6 takedowns in his most recent one, 8 takedowns before that. He had 12 takedowns on the Contender Series. So this guy's 26 for like 33, I believe, in his takedowns, which is unreal. And I think that's going to be his path in this one. He is the guy with the higher output. And if he can go out there, get takedowns, which we saw Kakramonov's last opponent get him down to the ground. And I think Lawrence is a much better wrestler than Trevin Giles, or not Trevin Giles. I don't even remember the guy's Jones, Trevin Jones, I believe. I think Ronnie Lawrence can do that for a full 15 minutes and get his hand raised. I am worried about this one because Kakramanov has a mean guillotine game, just good chokes in general.
You're opening yourself up to a loss here.
Yeah,
One of your
for
favorites.
sure. I mean, I think there's only one easy win on the card, and that's Onama. So I think the rest, I think is similar to Turkios. I think Turkios can get finished at any point as well. But if this goes to the decision, I feel pretty good about Lawrence getting his hand raised. And I feel good about him scoring well also. But he could get knocked out on the feet. He could get choked out on one of his takedown attempts. Those are definitely in play here, but I like Lawrence, and that's why I'm going to pick him.
Well, dangerous pick. And it's funny. I was thinking about taking Saeed as my underdog, but Kakramanov as my underdog. I don't know what the hell was his first name. I was thinking about Kakramanov because I think that Lawrence Kakramanov fight is going to be determinative on the slate. Yeah, of course, I love guys like Ronnie Lawrence who get 6 and 8 takedowns. Are you kidding? Who score 130? That is gold. But this is not Merab Dawashvili. Like, even in that Martinez fight, the man of Martinez, there were some moments where you're a little bit nervous. He definitely can get hit, and he was looking a little wobbly in that third round. So, he's not that lock button takedown machine that I think Merab is, but I love that style of fighter for DraftKings scoring and all that. So I'm all about it. I think that's a good pick. I want to load up on that fight in general. For my last pick, again, I'm playing it safe. I like the win. I like just being up. I like winning. And by the way, guys, for those of you watching, make sure you put your fantasy 3-pack in the comments section below. We'll compare it to our scores. If you beat us, we'll give you a mention in next week's show. And of course, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. We have non-stop content coming out on the DFS Army YouTube channel, all the DFS goodness, lots of fantasy football stuff right now going on, PGA every week, NASCAR breakdown. So you really want to be subscribed to the channel, get everything from the players that win at DFS. And for my last pick, I'm playing it safe. I'm going with Nina Nunes. Man, Cynthia Calvillo, she did not look good in her last outing or two. I'm not really sure what her deal is. I'm not sure if she kind of wants to be here anymore. She quit against Andrea Lee. Listen, I get losing to Jessica Andrade, Marina Rodriguez, excusable. Caitlin Chikogian, everybody loses to her, I guess. But quitting to KGB Lee, not a good scene. Listen, Nina Nunes, I think she's a solid fighter. I mean, we haven't seen a whole lot of her recently, 2019, 2020, 21. I don't know if she's having babies with Amanda or what the hell's going on, but we haven't seen a whole lot of Nina Nunes, but she's got decent to pretty good takedown defense. I have a feeling she'll be able to stop the takedowns from Calvillo, at least not easily get taken down and keep it striking. And she's just a better striker. I don't love Nina Nunes. I don't think she can score 100 points. I don't think she's probably viable at all for GPP entries this way. I mean, Marley, I don't know what you think, but I don't think I'm fade her. I think she's winning, and I'm still going to probably fade her in tournaments. There's nothing she does that scores well. Her best ever win, 93 fantasy point. I mean, it's not good. But I think she can get a W here, and I think she scores about 75 points in a striking-based decision. I'll take it just to get to 5-2.
Yeah, I think she's good cash game play. But the worries everyone has about Calvillo, like she looked bad in her last fight. She hasn't looked good in a while. She hasn't looked good since she fought Jessica Ai. That was 2020. That was just 2 years ago. We haven't seen Nina look good since 2018. So I have more worries about Nina, to be honest with you. So I did pick Calvillo as my pick. So I'm hoping that I get this one right now that you got Nunes in your lineup. But I think that's a good, safe way to play it. Put Nunes in there. Lock in. Even if you lose, you're probably getting, 30, 40 points, which could be good in this 3v3.
I'm playing a little safe here. Again, there's a couple other underdogs I really like on the card. I think, to your underdog play, I think Rafael Dos Anjos is the guy who scores 50, 55, 60 in a loss. So he's even better. He's the best underdog on the card from a cash game perspective. But I just expect Nina Nunes to win this fight. So to cap it off, Big Marley, you went with Rafael Dos Anjos, your underdog. Borello and Ronnie Lawrence. He'll burn your food like Florence. He'll run up in your crib like your name is search warrants.
I like it.
Ronnie Lawrence. I got Turkios, Onama, and Nina Nunes. Not to be confused with Amanda Nina. You know, Nina Nunes practicing the grappling every night.
Yeah, I mean, you would think. I don't know. They're both getting old. They're not the same as they used to be. So I don't know.
Submissions. Submission defense. It's all happening very frequently. Never not be training. All right. We will be back with the kill shot on Friday, breaking down the entire card top to bottom. Again, like and subscribe to the channel if you can. Let us know your 3v3. Remember, 2 favorites and an underdog. Go up against the big dog. Go up against the geek. Let's see if you can take us out. We'll see you guys next time. Deuces.